Sai Ram, today we have a story from our brother Sunil, who is going to take us on a journey.
Sai Ram. So my story, let's say in 2012, some of my brothers from Atlanta went to Mount Kailash, and when they came back, they shared their story and how wonderful the experiences they had, and so inspired. I was like, the next chance I get to go to Kailash, I am going to take it and do the Parikrama around Mount Kailash. So in 2019, opportunity came. And anyway, as a whole group from California, from Atlanta, we all met in Kathmandu. This is the capital of Nepal, you may know. But we all met as a group, and we stayed there for a few days. And during that time, I started noticing that some people were getting sick. And I was afraid because I'm one of those guys who will probably catch cold fast, you know. And so I was getting afraid inside, and I was praying to Swami that, please, Lord, don't make me, I don't want to get sick about, while I'm here. And it happened. I got sick, 2 days before. Now, we're in Kathmandu, and the time came where we had to go to Tibet, and we had to go to Lhasa. And we were at the airport, and our flight got cancelled, unfortunately. So we had to come back and stay in another hotel that night. And I'm feeling it now. I'm getting sick, and but not that sick. I'm feeling it, So so next day, I knew we were going to climb, go at a high elevation, and we go to the airport the next day to go to Lhasa, and we were told that unfortunately you won't be able to stay in Lhasa. And the whole point of going to Lhasa there was to get ourselves acclimated, and we couldn't do that. They told us that once you land in Lhasa, you guys have to then go to another place called Sigatse, which is about another 6-7 hours. Now, so I'm getting sick now. I'm getting a high elevation, unable to breathe. Oxygen level is low. And when I get to Sigatse at night, I was feeling bad, and I was telling my brother and my wife that it doesn't look good because I couldn't breathe. First of all, I have a cold. I couldn't breathe, and I had acid in my throat, which I could not control. It just kept increasing, And so that's when my wife got worried, and she called Dr. Gautami and Dr. Sandhya, and they looked at me, measured my oxygen level and everything. And that's when I find out I had pneumonia. Now, we just started in Lhasa, we just got here. So now I'm getting, I'm feeling like, the whole idea of coming here was that I wanted to experience Lord Shiva. I wanted to be here to see Swami, Lord Shiva, and the whole journey. And I was really looking forward to it. So now I'm nervous because now, with this cold, I'm not going to be able to experience all this. So I was praying to Lord, but that I need to recover fast from this. So anyway, so the doctor measured and everything, and they found that I had pneumonia. So they wanted to give me the medication, and they said, well, we'll give you the medication we have, but I don't think we have the right one for your need, for what you have. So they started looking in the bag, and they found that the medication that they had was the correct one for me. And they told afterwards to my wife that this is not something we ordered. It somehow accidentally came into our bag, but this is exactly what he needs, So anyway, that's one thing. And the other thing is that they were saying that, well, we don't have an inhaler, but what we can do is put in an order for an inhaler. So when we get to the next place, I can get the inhaler there. But then my wife said, hey, I have an inhaler which I bought with me. Check it, see if it's the right one. And so my wife goes and gets it, and the doctor sees it and says, oh yeah, this is the one we need. Now the story behind that is that my wife had to go to the doctor here in Atlanta, and while she was waiting in the waiting area, she met another Sai devotee there, and then they were talking, and then my wife said to this friend that we're going to Kailash. So then she said to my wife, ask the doctor to write you a prescription for an inhaler before you go to Mount Kailash, because not for you, but anybody could make use of it. And sure enough, anyway, she got the inhaler, but that is the exact one that I needed to have. So there's two things happened here, and when you think about it, like the whole thing, almost like it was being set up for me. But I started taking all this medication, and as I started moving higher and higher elevation, people were praying for me, and they would come up to me, they'll hug me, and they'll rub my back, they'll chant mantra, and they all wanted to see me, from the youngest to the 70-year-old. They were all praying for me. That was just, it's overwhelmed. I was just overwhelmed with love with all the people around me. For all my brothers, sisters from Atlanta, they constantly kept asking me, anything I wanted. And I wasn't in a state of, you can imagine, right? You're at a high elevation, you're out of breath, and you have this cold, and your state of mind is not the same, and I could feel it, because this is the first time it's ever happened to me. And while I'm standing there, one beautiful experience that Swami gave me was that I'm standing in line, and all of a sudden it just hits my heart. It's almost like you get a notification, in your heart, and it was just overwhelming. And my whole intention was to go and see Lord Shiva. And what I experienced right there was, it was almost like it's telling me, look around you. I'm all around you. Look, who do you think is taking care of you? All the doctors, who's lifting your bag? All the Sherpas who are helping you. Who do you think set up all this medication for you? All these things started coming to place. Like, that's right. It's like I don't have to look far. All these people who are pouring their love on me, praying for me. This is all me. That's what the Lord was trying to tell me. So that was a nice experience that Swami gave me, that, just everything is just around. I am all around you. So that's my experience.